as that is the place where it and only it belongs. And now we shall jump back into the story. The chapter we're on is called The Misery Chronicles. And before that, we left Yakimaru and Dororo in a new moment of revelation. They had to leave the village that they saved because the villagers were no longer kind to them and did not want them around. And so they took off. Yakimaru grew back one of his arms after slaying the demon that was in the town. And poor Dororo was passed out for a while after taking quite a beating from that same demon. And Yakimaru helped revive him. But in that revival, in the deep slumber, Dororo whispered out or shouted out something about missing his parents. Mama, don't die, Papa, stop, and such, as Yakimaru brings up to him here. And so we got to know a little bit about the little thief's past. And perhaps we shall learn more now. The Misery Chronicles. So here we see Dororo in a field with gusts of wind all by himself. Something flowing overhead. Perhaps it's just the sound of the wind. He looks cold and lonely. And perhaps a tear is falling from his face. As we see here, gallop, 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 like the bodies of horses, headless horses, spirit horses, charging overhead in the dark sky. Dororo looks shocked, perhaps. And now we can see there are riders on the backs of those ghostly horses. And perhaps they're not ghosts at all, because now they're stirring up a dust storm, and it looks like a whole army, clop, 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 of horsemen, warriors. And now we get close-ups of each of their faces. They seem scarred up as if they've seen many battles, and very tough. This one has a hood on. This one looks menacingly to the side. Ha ha ha, says somebody on top of a horse. And looking behind him, it seems that there are many men tied up, bound, and being dragged by these horsemen. And where are they taking them? Maybe to this village here. Perhaps the leader of the horsemen says, "Did you get everything?" "Yes, we stripped them of their shirts and pants." "Good. Line them up." "Ochiya, tend to the kid. It was crying." Wah, wah, wah. Could this kid be Dororo? The masked horse rider walks into the room where the baby is crying. Wah, wah. And then pulls a breast out. So obviously this is a female warrior or somebody with a mammary gland. And so she feeds the baby to stop it from crying. Ugh, yeah. Somebody is taking some kind of beating outside, or perhaps their arm was chopped off because it seems to be a lot of blood splurting out. Ow! But the baby is still being breastfed here in relative calm. Help me! Help! This sopping wet, half-naked man is crawling into the room. "Please, I beg of you, I don't want to die. I have 2 kids and a wife. I promised them I'd return. One's a baby, about the same as yours. They're waiting for the war to be over so I can return with presents." He's begging My kids and wife will be grateful. But the hooded warrior pulls a sword from her back, and then suddenly there's a slash and a splatter of blood, and the sad man's face, his head, is detached from his body. My mom, brothers, and 2 eldest kids were killed by samurai like you. She clearly has no remorse for this sudden decapitation. Bring out the sake, drink, celebrate, sing, let it all hang out. We see a line of dead bodies here. Ojiya, come join us at the square. Dororo finally fell asleep. Please keep it down. Crash, jump, Wow, and so it is revealed that this baby is actually Dororo. And so these are probably his parents, bandits themselves. What are you thinking, Dororo? Asks Yakimoto. I was wondering why the amaryllis is blood red. I'm assuming that's this little flower in front of him. And then suddenly we're back in his memories, where we see these group of bandits gathering around a celebratory bonfire. They're all skilled fighters, boss. Boss, isn't it about time to make a decision? About what? Don't just stay a bandit, take on the whole country. Itachi, have you forgotten the way we were? Dororo's mother says, when we were suffering and miserable. I've forgotten. It can be easy to forget the bad things sometimes. How sad. Don't you remember how many times samurai drew us into battle only to slaughter us? They burned our villages and flattened our fields. They killed our parents and siblings like bugs. We were left to run. And here is her memory of their village being attacked by samurai on horseback. We swore to protect our village and stood up against the samurai. We despised samurai. They were our enemy. But before we knew it, we sank to being bandits and forgot our village. Don't be sad, Ojiya. We may be bandits, but we only attack samurai forts. We stay true to our cause. And so we see the nobility or the morality in Dororo's father. They may be bandits, but there's a reason. Or a line, I guess. That's corny, boss. You don't do justice to the name of bandit. Hibukuro. I think that's a B. It's hard to tell. You need to join hands with the samurai and rise. Shut up. Say it again and you'll eat my sword. For shame, I'll punish you. This suggestion has enraged Dororo's father, and he pulls out both blades and either kicks the guy or the guy jumps into this pot of honey. You okay? We only have one move. He's scheming something. Okay, take the boss's kid and don't mess up. Got it. Now they're planning to kidnap poor Dororo. Ah, the baby's gone. Dear, Dororo's missing. Kidnapped. There's a letter. I can't read. I know, have the readers read it for you. And so we see the letter. It says, if you want your baby, come claim him at the magistrate's office. Come alone or your baby dies. The magistrate. Ah, taking my baby hostage to lure me out. I guess one of your men was a magistrate spy. Wait here, I'm going to their office. I'm coming with you. And so Dororo's parents take off on horseback to try to rescue their baby from supposedly the magistrate. Gallop, gallop, gallop. We see them charging arrest. And so Dororo's parents get down and put their hands up. The guards take them. Dororo, any injuries? No, thank goodness. This marks the end of Bandit Hibukuro. So I guess they are now trapped behind a jail cell. But at least the family is together. Whoosh. Big gusts of wind over perhaps where they are being held. Whoosh. And we see Hibukuro bound and slammed to the ground as these guys behind him are laughing. Hibukuro, either join forces with us or stay an outlaw who's hated by merchants and farmers, hunted by officials, and bound to die like a dog. I'm not going to be your slave. I'll fight you even if I'm alone. It's very obstinate. Don't be stubborn. Agree and I'll pardon your wife and kid. No. Do it. Ugh. And now he has a giant beam balanced on his back with two boulders tied to it. Perhaps some kind of torture. Whoosh. Still very windy. He's passed out again. This is a waste of time. And I guess they at least took the beam off of his back. So be it. Execute the whole family when the wind dies down. His wife comes running to him. How could the magistrate be so cruel? I tell you, it's not too bad, but he got me good. Dear Dororo. What? Suddenly they're shocked. Gah! Little Dororo has something in his hand. Looks like a boomerang. This is the cell key. Dororo crawled through the bars and got the key. Dororo, you're a good kid. So he's already begun his little thieving. That's quite remarkable for a baby to be able to do that. But it seems like the guards may have found out. They have no use for you. You'll be executed today. Death to the family of 3. Brr, that's some sandstorm. The big shots are inside. Sucks to be the little guy. So we see the sand whipping by, which I guess would be cold. I never thought about what the temperature in a sandstorm would be like, but he seems chilly. And now he's being choked. One false move and I'll gut you. Get me a saw. Do you have one in your shed? Yes. Show me. Dororo's father has coerced the guard, trapped him, so I guess they were able to use the key to get out of the cell. And now he has him with a sword to his back so that they can get a saw. Ochiya, take Dororo, go upwind. Ugh. Whoosh, creak. scritch, scritch. Now this pillar. Scrate, scrate, scrate. And this one. Just you wait and see. Creak, creak. The men inside are suddenly noticing something is happening. Strange sounds, but they don't know what. The sandstorm continues. Last one. Screech, screech. But I guess it's not going to fall down on him. He gets a chance to leave the scene. And now he's out in the sandy storm. What? The men inside suddenly notice something is happening. Yow. And the sides of the building, the walls come tumbling in towards them. Yowie. And it looks like the entire building has been picked up by the wind. After Dororo's father sawed through all of the pillars holding it to the ground. Bam! Crash! We see the whole building is now crumbling as it tumbles through the wind. And now it looks like it's caught fire. I'm sure if there was any fire going on inside, it wouldn't take much for the wind to whip that up into an inferno. Pipsqueak deputy. We see him standing in front of the remaining guards, who did not, I guess, get toppled in the blaze. Give it up, your boss is dead. Hey, hey, hey. Ojia, run as far as you can while I hold these guys off. He still has his giant saw with him, and now he's picked up some kind of long beam. Bring it on, underlings. I'll take you on while Ojia escapes to a safe place. He really looks like he's twice the size of these wimpier swordsmen here, but he's very outnumbered. He readies the beam as one of them comes charging in. Yah! Clang! And he sends the swordsman spinning away and into the fiery blaze. Yow! This saw is better than your blunt swords. Slashes a couple of them. Mortally, perhaps. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Ah. But it looks like Ojia and Dororo have met another group of guards. Itachi, why are you here? You came to help me, right? We'll see. Sorry, but you sit down there. Shing. He draws his sword with a threatening smile. What? Ojia is shocked. Ojia. He's gone off to look for her. Ojia, I took care of them. I guess he defeated all of them. Whoosh, whoosh. Ojia. He begins to make his way through the dusty cloud to where we see Ojia and Dororo are being held with swords to their throats, with who was supposedly part of their bandit clan before. Itachi. As he comes closer, Ochi, what? Itachi, what are you doing with Ojia? Put your sword down. I need you to step down as boss. Your men are with me now. My regrets. Traitor. Listen up. In this day and age, you gotta be open to change, to eat. Even bandits can have a place in this world if we tie up with nobility. Toss your sword. It looks like he dropped his swords, but then still, thwop, thwop. Arrows are shot into his leg, and he falls to the ground. Thud. Dear, shouts Ojia, and he grabs the arrows and rips them out of his legs. Bastard. Ibukuro's fire is out. He's nothing but an ash bucket. Get lost. Here, take Ojia and the kid. He throws them down next to his fallen body. See ya, ash bucket. And the clan of bandits takes off away from them. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And it looks like this banner says, Happy entry into the armed forces. Men, right turn, in step, forward march. So I guess that means that they have signed up with the magistrate's army, or the nobility, whoever they are. They've joined up with the ranks. This note down here says that Hibukuro means bag of fire, which I guess is why he then calls him a bucket of ash, to kind of make fun of his name and the transformation from bandit leader to outcast. But at least they spared his life. Damn you, I'll shred you to pieces. Honey, don't. My legs. Thud. Although, he might be as good as dead at this point. Whoosh, whoosh. The sandstorm continues to blow over them. Papa's legs were crippled after that. His life as a bandit was over. This must be Dororo reminiscing. We see them walking along a forest path. He wandered the wastelands for months and months. I love this panels transitioning here. The grasslands, the giant moon at night, the beating sun, and the shadows it casts on their face, and rain. In the beginning, Mama would be the bandit. We're poor. Give me your money. We see Dororo's mother holding up some richer nobles or something, taking their money. But she quit. She couldn't bring in enough money on her own. I had grown too. One day, we see little Dororo running towards his mother after a fresh heist. When I was 5, 8 or 10, I can't remember. Now we see Dororo in the lead. Anyway, one summer, here they are on a long, winding path. Note, Japanese summers are marked by the chirping of cicada. So I think these are the sounds of the cicadas, which I can't really replicate, but maybe you know what they sound like. The word they've written is vreem, vreem, vreem. I guess that's kind of the sound they make. And now they approach this this tall, leafless tree with crows gathering at the top. All the villagers are ruined. Must have been a huge battle. All the villages are ruined. Papa, I'm hungry. There. Let me find you something in that village. It'd be nice if you could find a gourd. So we see the ruined village. Papa, that guy's chewing on something. This poor, disheveled man. Dororo's pointing at. You have mercy and spare some food for my child. He's kind of playing the wounded man at this point, but this guy doesn't seem like he has much to offer. Dash! Somebody runs around the corner, and the man sees them. Hello? Dash! Oh, I guess that is the man. He's running scared. Just a little will do. I'll work for it. I'll chop wood or work on the farm. I used to be a farmer too. Well, maybe he's not really faking this. I guess he can't really walk very well. But again, we see the man is darted inside one of these broken down homes. But he goes in after him. Ugh! And now we see him walking back Something he saw in there shocked him. Papa, you got the food. Forget it, Dororo. They're eating. What? Humans. Oh no. So that's what he was shocked by. He went in to find the man was eating the corpses of the other villagers. The country was divided and had been at war for some years. Then famine took the lives of 1,000,000 innocents. So here we see a depiction of battles, people fighting each other. These people seem actually okay, like they're hugging each other, but then everyone else is locked into combat. And now we see all the dead bodies, shriveled from starvation, bones, and crows watching over it. I asked Papa, "Is this what hell's like?" He replied, "Hell's a lot better than this." Gasp. He's looking in to one of the homes and sees the sorry sight of what's probably a mother holding a little baby. Now they're just skeletons. They've mummified with the baby still suckling. I don't want Dororo to end up like that. If only my legs were good, you wouldn't have to endure such hardship. I'm hungry. Meat. Meat. We see him approaching a dead body. Dear, no, not that. Sorry. Stupid, Papa. Stupid. Dororo does not want to eat human flesh. Bream. We see Dororo's mother washing clothes or something in the river, and his father looking on. Mama, I want to eat that ox pulling the carriage. And now we see what he's looking at. Giant carriage being pulled by this ox, followed by a crowd of well-dressed people. Rumble. The wheels go by, and a lady looks out from inside the carriage. You. Give these rice cakes to that poor child. Yes, ma'am. And one of her subjects marches over with the rice cakes. Charity from the lady. Eat. Whoa, a rice cake. No, Dororo. His father snatches it from him and takes it back to the carriage. I don't know who the hell you are, but no thanks. Why is he doing this? Only you people in the samurai class eat well, while the rest of us starve. He's shoving the rice cake back into her face. We don't take charity from the likes of you. He throws it at her. Ah, says some of the men to one side. Ingrate, how dare you treat the lady like that? Cut him down. Yeah. Bam. He retaliates. Thud, and it looks like he really walloped this guy, left a dent in his face. Whack, and he hits another one of them. Whop, and a third goes flying. Whoa. And he continues smacking them all in the faces. Whiplashed. Spit. I guess this means the guy is already in some kind of bandage. I feel like this is kind of cartoonish violence, but he's not killing any of them. Who are you? Bandit Hibukuro. Eek. notices the man behind him. "Pathetic," he shouts, a spear stabbed through him. "This is how you should use a spear." And with the spear protruding from his belly, he attacks the man, falls on top of him, killing him with the same spear, which I guess has just killed Hibukuro. So we see Uchiha and Dororo, saddened by the sudden loss. And now we see the light has fallen, and it's just their shadows looking on his dead body, with the end of the spear sticking out of him still. But they know they must leave, so they go off. Now just to get in line. Buddha's charity can be found in a cup of gruel. This is some kind of temple. "Where's your bowl?" "I don't have one." "I can't serve you without one. Please pour it into my hands." "Don't be silly. I can't pour hot gruel into your hands. They'll get burned." "No, it'll be fine. Please pour it." And so we see Uchiha, who's come to this temple for the free gruel that they're giving out. And the man pours the hot gruel right into her hands, which already seems to be burning them. "Thank you." But she walks off with burning hands holding the gruel. "Dororo, eat the yummy gruel." And from her burned hands feeds her little child what little food they were able to get. The snowstorms didn't let up that winter, and we got lost in the mountains. We see them wandering through the snowy valley. "Put your face on my chest where it's warm." "Mama, when's the war going to be over?" "Soon, I'm sure. Soon. We have to stay alive until then, Dororo." "Mama, you're not warm at all." "Mama, you're cold as ice. What's wrong?" "Mama, don't die." "Mama, I don't need to eat. I don't need food anymore. So please don't die, Mama." "Mama." Sad scene. Just Dororo and his dying mother, lost in the dark cold of a winter night. The wind roaring above them, and it looks as though we may have been brought back to the present. Dororo recalling this, the wind being the only constant throughout his short, sad life. So that's your story. You've been through a lot too. I didn't say anything. I could figure out what you were thinking. My mind picks up clearly on such things. Humph, leave me alone. I didn't want you to know, bro. So I guess Yakimaru was just able to kind of draw all of that story out of Dororo's mind. But more wind suddenly rips through. What's with the wind? That's not the wind. You can't see them, but the demons, ghosts, devils, and spirits around here were listening to you too. They're laughing their asses off about how perfect your life story is. Roar, roar. They say you're like a hungry ghost. What's a hungry ghost? The lowest form of life in the netherworld. In other words, they see you as a goblin. How dare they make fun of me? Bro, can I say something to them? knock yourself out. Damn you. Dororo shouts at the ghosts. We can't even see. Bastards, I'm human. No matter how pitiful I look or how much licking I take, I'm human. Human, I say. Human. Damn you. Told you. Let's head out, bro. Feel better. Makes no difference. What? You there? I'd like you to die. And there ends the chapter with a sudden new character with a very threatening first line. But it has shocked Dororo more than the ghosts that were laughing at him. And so sure enough, that chapter did give us the misery chronicles of poor Dororo and his parents, who have both perished in a world that is stricken by a lot of starvation and civil war, I guess, or just some kind of war. So I guess we'll jump in here to the next chapter and find out what this mysterious figure wants beyond just to kill them. It's titled The Possessed Sword. Who the hell are you telling? Who the hell are you telling a stranger to die? Are you crazy? Be quiet, Dororo. I'll take over. Come out from behind that rock. The mysterious person puts their sword out first, but then steps up from behind and turns around. He's skilled. I don't know how he was able to figure that out just from how he stood up, but Dororo has some kind of, Yakimaru recognizes something in this man. So, why do you want to kill us? I didn't say that. The sword did. This sword made me say it. I'm nobody. But this sword's called Nihil, and has drawn the blood of dozens of enemies. The war is over, but this sword acquired a taste for blood. It can't wait to cut again. Humph, you blame it on the sword, but I bet you're the one itching to kill. Dororo shouts at the man. I'm just being used by it. And he glares at them. So I've been killing a traveler every 3 months. Sorry, but prepare to die. See, the sword got a whiff of you and is shaking. Clang, 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 clang. The sword is shaking within the man's hand, and now it looks like Dororo might be shaking as well. You want blood? There, there. Clang, 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 clang. That's no ordinary sword. Either it's enchanted, or it's possessed. If you want to kill us that badly, go ahead, but it'll cost you. You too may lose a hand, a foot, or even your head. Yakimaru seems cheerful. Very well. It's no fun to encounter no resistance. Draw your sword. And again the wind whips around them as they prepare to duel each other. We see the stranger draw the sword from its sheath, and it seems to glow or give off this bright light to cast a shadow on everything else. Wow, I want a sword like that. Bro, get me that sword. Idiot, you couldn't carry one. Step aside. The man with the brightly bloodthirsty sword comes toward him. This guy's a real master. Yakimaru's sweating. And now we see the man and Yakimaru staring at each other close-up on his eye. Perhaps this is the perspective of Yakimaru as he comes closer. Clang! And I guess they hit swords. But then he goes off. He blocked the shot. And Dororo had his eyes covered by his hands, but he pulls them down to see what happened. Both men are now on either side, or on the other side of each other. And Yakimaru seems distressed, like he gave it his all, but it wasn't enough. He's just standing there. And then their feet are moving. The sun is beating down. Something seems to have happened. Yakimaru is sweating. He looks exhausted. We see a fly buzzing by his face, and both of them still just standing after a single strike. Bro, hey bro, I'm hungry. It's been 20 hours. I don't know if they're supposed to have been fighting this whole time or if they've just been standing there. But now there's many flies buzzing around his face. Damn, he doesn't hear me at all. And so Dororo goes digging in the ground and pulls out some kind of grub. Chew, chew, chomp, chomp, and starts eating it. Yakimaru suddenly starts to move, or his sword is moving. Phew! And he falls to his knees. Pan, pan, pan. Watch your back, bro. He'll get you. It's over. He won't be able to move for a while. He's unconscious. Go touch him. What? But Dororo decides to listen and walks over to the stranger, who has not moved. And he points, or he reaches out a little finger and touches him. He's passed out standing. First time I've ever come across one like him. He hit me with all his psychic powers, and I threw mine against him. It was a battle of the mind. I'm drained. Let's go, Dororo. Just leave him be. I want the sword. Idiot. How many times do I have to tell you you're not fit to carry one? No, no, no. I want the sword. I want to be strong. If I had a sword, nobody would call me a tick or trash. And Dororo seems like he's going after the sword. No, don't touch that sword. Why not? And now I'm not sure whether or not he actually grabbed the sword. It looks here like he was happy as if he had just gotten it, but now he's got his arms crossed. He's following Yakimaru as they leave the scene of that strange psychic battle and continue on this never-ending, winding path. And then Yakimaru looks back and sees no one. Dororo! And he goes rushing back to where, ahem, we see Dororo modeling off his new sword. Dororo! possessed with the bloodlust of the sword, and we see him hiding behind a tree in front of a staircase where a man and a woman are coming down, and a giant portrait now of the tree and little Dororo hiding behind it. I wonder what the significance is here. Perhaps to kind of pause at this moment when Dororo might be succumbing to the evil sword. And their steps as they slowly descend the stairs. "Careful, father, 10 more steps," says the young lady, helping her elderly father down. There. Oh, Sushi, do you hear that strange sound? There, that eerie sound. No, I don't. You must be hearing things, father. No, I'm afraid to go further. Why are you acting like a child today, father? No, I'm going back no matter what. As you please. We'll go out through the rear gate. The old man is sobbing. And then we see the sword pulled from its sheath. And then at their backs, as they go back up the stairs, shing! And Dororo, brandishing the sword, goes charging at them. Wow! With his little foot coming first, he jumps at the couple. Aye! The daughter turns around just in time to jump out of the way. Murderer! Slash! Dororo cuts into the man's face. Father! And now Dororo goes after the woman. Ah! Amulet, says this piece of paper. It looks like Dororo's frozen in place, with the blade poised to strike. Hurry, father. And the young woman tries to get her father to move. I guess he wasn't hurt too badly. And they escape up the stairs, but it looks like he's able to move again. Wait! And so Dororo goes charging after them, but now we see that the scabbard has been left by the tree, and a hand reaches down to pick it up. The hand coming from the man who was previously frozen. But I wonder where Hyakimaru is, and why he wouldn't have followed that man. What happened, Grandpa? Hurry, close the storm shutters. A killer ogre disguised as a child is headed this way. Everyone go home, hide in your houses, it's dangerous. Scary, eek, ee. The town is in a panic as they all try to escape this little ogre. It's here. I'm Dororo. I walk the forbidden back streets. People hate me. I'll cut you all down. That would be really terrifying to have this little kid saying such horrible things and slashing a giant sword around. And effectively, too, he's chopping through bales of hay and the structures of houses. Don't hide, you damn cowards. But he stops. Oh, please, lad. I think it's the lady that he first met on the stairs. Lad, I'm not a lad. You cut my father, and he is bleeding badly. I'm on my way to get a styptic. Have mercy. Quiet. I'll slice you. Come here. Why do you have such cruel thoughts? My papa and mama are dead, so it makes no difference who else dies. Poor child, but there's nothing we could have done about it. It's wrong to come after us. Shut up. Die. And he charges at her. But it seems like he's once again frozen, right before the blade actually pierces the woman. Ugh. is unable to, and so he jumps away. What's wrong with him? And he runs off. There must be a reason. A child that cute, acting like that. And so she runs into one of the buildings. Hello? Oh, Sushi. I'm glad you made it here safely. My father got slashed. Could you please spare a styptic? I wonder what a styptic is. But this mysterious man is in the room as well, and he looks back at her. Brother. Wow, it's her brother. Brother, is that you? Brother, you came home. Is it really you? She rushes to him and hugs him. Oh, Sushi. I had a sense you might come. That's why I went to the temple with Father today, to pray for your safe return. Our prayers came true. How's Dad? What? Tanosuke's back. We see the father with bandages over his face, and who is probably their mother. Oh, Tanosuke. Tanosuke. Thank goodness you're back. So good to see you. The mother goes rushing over and kind of knocks the poor man's head on the ground. It's been 5 years. You've lost weight, so thin. You must have seen a lot. What? You've been in the village for half a year? Why didn't you come straight home? Don't ask. I had my reasons, Father. I was so happy that you became the Shogun's foot soldier. Don't mention that again. Dad, I don't care to work for the master of that castle. He seems to be stepping on something wet or pouring water on his feet. What happened, brother? You're not like you were 5 years ago. Shut up. He's getting water from the well and pours it over himself. I guess he's taking a bath to kind of wash away the evil he's been infected with. Splash. The water drips away. And perhaps we see him in the past. Kill them all, Tanosuke. Take this sword. We see him in soldier or samurai uniform. But sir, these construction workers committed no crime. Why must I kill them? Please, pardon me. These men built the castle towers and may relay its details to the enemy. We must kill them to protect our secrets. That is simply too cruel. And he's sobbing. But the commander says, I said kill them. And in this panel, the commander is morphed into some kind of wolf. Perhaps just to get across that he is an animal. Please don't make me. Kill them. That's the master's orders. Kill them. And so Tanosuke gets up and walks towards the men who are bound and on their knees, and he draws out the sword. One of the men looks back at him. Yeah! But he screams, with his eyes closed at first, and brings the blade down. Chop, chop, sling. And now he's just looking on at all of the murders he's carrying out, body after body, decapitated by this sword. And then we just see a single leaf falling. And then the line of bodies left. Impressive, Tanosuke. You may keep that sword. You honor me, he says. Changed by the these actions, no doubt. Sir. He gets up. He sees all these swords. That, I guess, is all that he remembers. Ever since I've been under that sword's control, I don't know how many enemies I've killed. Even after the war, the sword thirsted for blood. I became its slave. So he's telling this now to his sister. Now you see why I drifted around, unable to return to the village. Oh, Sushi. Didn't a kid come into the village with a sword? Yes, that's the child who cut father. Where is he? You're scaring me. He has my sword. I need to take that sword back. No, brother, give up the sword. That sword's mine. I won't take orders from anyone. He pushes her off and goes marching through the town looking for his sword. He's holed up at the blacksmith's. It won't be easy to catch him. There seems to be a lot of commotion happening inside that building. Hey, come at me with all you've got. Can any of you take me on, losers? Come and get me if you're angry. I'll split you in half. 100,000 horsepower, Astro Boy. Come and I'll send you to the other world in 0.5 seconds. What do we do? That kid's got a hero complex. So long as he's holed up in there, we can't walk outside. Burn down that house. What? Set it on fire. We'll smoke the kid out. We'll throw rocks at him until he drops the sword. That's a good idea. Throw the torches onto the roof. Don't let him see you. So we see these men here approaching the building with torches. And then, they toss a bunch of torches on top of the building. And now we see Dororo sitting on top of a hill, a hay bale, when he notices that the roof has begun to catch on fire. Yow, it's hot. What are you doing? The fire roars as the whole building goes up in flames. Cough, cough, cough. Dororo's coughing as he runs out of the building. Stone him. And now all the villagers are throwing stones. Ouch. Whoa. Clang. He drops the sword. Go. Pummel him to death. And in the shadow of the roaring fire, we see all the villagers rushing to kill Dororo. Stepping over the sword which he dropped. And the troubled man goes over and picks it up once again. He's laughing as he does. We'll show you. This is payback for threatening us. Kill him. Nah, hang him from that persimmon tree. And so, in a familiar scene, we now have Dororo once again strung up to a tree branch with an angry mob of villagers around him, seeking his death. And as he gets yanked up, suddenly, wait! Yakimaru jumps in, unsheathing one of his swords, and chops Dororo down from the tree, landing nearby, holding the child. Dororo! Hey, bro. Idiot! He smacks him in the face. What the hell did you do? I just wanted to be cool. Slump. He falls into his arms. Who's this weirdo? Looks like he's with the kid. Watch out. Listen here. This kid caused you trouble, but it wasn't his fault. The sword made him do it. That's crazy. Who's going to believe it was the sword's fault? Hold that sword and you'll want to kill the guy who had it before this child was the same. That didn't sound right. He says hold that sword and you'll want to kill the guy who had it before this child was the same. Well, that's what he says. husband? Is this Osushi? Oh, and it looks like he's just struck her down as well. It's him. Brother. Well, okay, so this wasn't his sister, but just another villager. And the wind comes in again. We see what looks like it's going to be another standoff. We need to get that sword, says Yakimaru. Otherwise, that guy will go on killing. And he steps towards him, but Osushi says, wait. Please don't kill my brother. Brother? Yes, he's my brother. I can't help it. If he comes at me, one of us has to die. No, no, no. My brother just came back. Please don't kill him. Look, he's headed for that house. Who lives there? I do. Who's there? My mother and father. If you let him go, they'll both be killed. No, no. I need to stop him. Let go. Please don't kill my brother. Wait. You again. He's caught up to him. I'm taking that sword this time. It's mine. I won't give it to you. And he draws the sword out again, and it shines that eerie light. You devil, you killer beast. And Yakimaru pulls an actual sword from his scabbard, holding it with his real arm. And the wind is once again swirled around them. Don't kill my brother, shouts Osushi. If I don't, he'll kill me. Yeah. And they charge at each other. Clang. Their swords hitting one another. And then a sword hits someone's flesh or their arm. It looks like it's Yakimaru, his face shocked. Bam! He chops through. But it was just his other prosthetic arm. Huh? And so as he draws the sword back, it pulls away the arm, revealing his other blade. The arm. Yeah! And Yakimaru charges at him. Arg! And stabs his sword arm into the man. And then chops at him with the other sword. Clang. Which falls to the ground. And it looks like the man then dives for it and grabs it. But Yakimaru's back on top of him and is slicing down with both of his swords. Clang. And it looks like he hits him again in the chest. Oof, oof, oof. The man has fallen against a rock and is holding his sword out, trying to fend him off. You killer demon beast, give me the sword. No, no way. Over my dead body. Blood. I want blood. The sword's still talking to him. You want blood, Nihil? I'll get you some, but it may be hard to get his. Take my blood. Ah! He. Draw. Drink as much blood as you want. This'll be your last meal. The man is laughing after he's just stabbed the possessed sword into his own chest. Slump. And ended his life. Brother. His sister falls to the ground, sobbing. And then the man falls forward. Spirit of the dead, Yakimaru announces as he draws his sword up and points at this giant specter that has suddenly arisen from the fallen body and the sword. And we see the light coming out of the sword that's coming out of the man. Bing, crack, crack, crumble, and the sword just starts to disintegrate. Crumble, crumble. Look, the blade died. Ah! The sister runs to his body and falls on top of him. Sorry about your brother, miss, but he's in a better place now. It's too late. Yes, but it couldn't be helped. And now the whole village is gathered around them. Whoa, my eye hurts. Yakimaru's clutching his face with his hands. Ow, ow, ow. His eye fell out. Plop. We see one of his eyes fall from his face. And then stars just everywhere. And he jerks his head back in pain. The villagers are all shocked and questioning what's happening. My eye. And then this close-up on the eye as it probably grows in. My eye grew in. My real eye. And I guess this is representing the lines taking shape and forming the actual face of the sister, who he's seeing for the first time. I can see your face. It's blurry. Ah, my head's spinning. I don't know what's what. Is it this dizzying to be able to see? Dororo, Dororo, come. Because up until this point, Yakimaru has just seen everything with his third eye. I guess some kind of spiritual sight. But now, with an actual eye, he's having some trouble. But Dororo comes over to him and is shocked when he sees an actual eye looking back at him. Look at my eye. It's a real eye. It's not fake. Really, bro? You can see? I can. It's dim, but I can see your face. That's good, bro. That's really good. So this is what you look like? You're surprisingly cute. I thought you'd look more like a punk. Dororo's blushing. He reaches down and grabs the fake eye. Time to part ways. Rest easy. I'll be using the other one a little while longer. Bastard. Murderer. You killed my brother. Hoodlum. Leave. Get out of town. Miss, I did all I could. I'm sorry it didn't end the way you wanted it to. I said go. Can we rest a little? Leave now. Let's go, Dororo. Let me just say that you're really pretty, miss. Well, he tried, but I guess this was a predictable end to another dramatic village visit. The first time I saw a girl with my own eye. Goodbye. She says nothing as they start to walk away. Dororo, you take care. Interesting. Well, I guess she at least wished Dororo well. And now we see the duo walking across a little bridge in front of a large waterfall. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Ah, I'm sticky from dirt and dust. How about we take a dip? What? As Yakimaru starts to take off his robe, Dororo seems shocked. But he jumps in. Splash. Dororo, come take a bath. No. You smell worse than a bum. Nope. Why not? Wait. I said wait. He's grabbed Dororo by his shirt tail. No, I'll bathe later. So he's up on the bridge looking down at Yakimaru. You're weird. I was going to wash your back for you. We see some birds flying around them. Dororo, scenery is such a beautiful thing. I only knew this world by touch and sense. That village girl was so pretty. Are all girls pretty, Dororo? Tell me. Yow! A rock suddenly falls on his head, and he looks up angry. You piece of crap, getting all stupid over that girl. Whatever. Dororo's really mad at this. Throws more rocks down at Yakimaru. Ow, ouch. Stop it, Dororo. You've been acting crazy lately. And so we end on a lighter note. At least both of them are safe again. And at least Yakimaru has bathed and now is able to see a little more of the world, or experience it in a different way than before, having recovered one of his eyes. And the next chapter is called Banmon. But we will wait to get into that in the next one. I want to thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope that you have enjoyed our time together, as I know that I have. And I wish you good rest and peaceful sleep, if that is where you are going from here. Otherwise, I hope that you find support and good luck in your journeys ahead.